Good afternoon, everybody. I come to you today, Moshin Mikey. Moshin Mikey. I've been spending a lot of my last few months doing podcasts and vlogs under the 0 hours, and really haven't talked about anything but politics, the Wu flu, um, general state of the country, and all this. And a few times I hit on other subjects, but doing the Moshin Mikey video specifically for music. Um, 2020, it's been a terrible year. Terrible year for music as far as getting to play out and having a bunch of, venues that have bands. And, it's disgruntled a lot of bands. Not a lot of new music really even out. I have a top three releases for 2020. I try to dig deep for five, and it's really I probably could, but just in the few minutes I had today, I have a top three releases for the year. But I'm going to talk about the past, of course, 2020, the future coming up. As far as for bands, what's going to happen, what my opinion is, and some stuff I got going on, and what I'm going to be doing, and maybe doing with the channel here with Moshin Mikey instead of 0 hours. I'd like to do more of these vlogs and podcasts and stuff. Very fun to do, really. Just getting to talk and spitting out things out of my head. It's great. So we go for the past here. 2020 didn't start out bad. The band I'm in, the Undying Obsession, we had a few new songs. We had 5 new songs. We said we're going to go in and do an EP. And we ended up going to Wood Street Recording in Versailles, Ohio, and we did our EP there. It's called The Mission Volume 2. Check it out on social media. Everywhere that you can stream music, it's there. So it's a good, very good, solid EP. I enjoyed writing, and a lot of it was songs I'd had written a while back, but the new song we did for the disc was very, very well received. We did some, I thought we did a pretty good job as far as getting it together in a short time and running through them. And so we were going to go, shoot for April, May release party and all this stuff. And of course, Wu flu hit. We did get the EP recorded in early March. So that was a good sign. And then with the COVID hitting and everything, we didn't get to release it until later it was early May, I think, or late April, somewhere in the April, May area. We got it mixed and we got it mastered and all that good stuff and put it on Spotify and Apple. So we had that. And then, of course, the Wu flu hits. And over the course of the year, our drummer in both EPs, including the second one here, the kid, we called her Hannah, and my daughter. I can say it. Yeah, it was a great kid. I love her to death. But she just didn't feel the urge to go on with us in the UO, and she wanted to do some other things. She's got some stuff she's working to try to get to achieve, and all this stuff. She's more of a free spirit than me. She's 21 years old, so it's like got a whole lot of living to do, and we're me and a couple of us are in our 50s, and yada yada. But anyway, so fortunately for me, I scrolling on Bandmix where I had found Scott 10 years ago, and I found Nathan, our bass player, by chance. I seen he posted on his Facebook page playing a bass, and he works where I work, and I hooked up with Nathan that way. That was great. So I went back to the drawing board with Bandmix, thinking I'll find some random drummer to try out and good stuff like that, and saw a picture that I recognized, and it was nice. It was convenient, and he's been a great addition so far. And its name is Eric Moody. It's our new drummer for the UO, and he works with me as well. So I got lucky. I seen the picture, recognized him. Said, "Hey, I went to work." Said, "You play drums?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Here," and gave him a link for our songs. I said, "If you're interested, come hit us up." And he was interested, and he worked his ass off to learn the songs. And we did play one show this year. I mean, it's bad as a year as it was. We got to play one in July with some buddies of ours, Seven Stone Sacrifice. Played a good show with them down in Englewood. It was fun, but just the one show. You don't really get into a rhythm. You get warmed up. I like to do. I don't want to go crazy with shows, but I was hoping to do 10 or 12 a year. Do like 3 or 4, and especially March, April, May. Before summer hits, because summer hits, it's like you want to go. People want to go camping and fishing, and you got kids going activities and all this stuff. So, and we're it's just the way it worked out this year. It was only one show. It was still a good time. It was fun, and we got to see what we could do. New drummer got to play. It was like, okay, so that first, up until then, we knew we were only going to get a handful of shows, if that. We ended up only getting the one, and then the Wu Flu really kind of spiked up. That wasn't what scared us, but then you got all the election garbage that was started, and it just peters you out, man. And it just you don't even have with all this Wu Flu and the election crap and everything. People gravitate towards family life, and they want to spend time when they can with their family, and you can't play out anywhere. Very rarely can you play out, and if you do, it's 6 o'clock to 9 or whatever the hell they're doing. And for original bands, it's been even cut in half from that. So we kind of just paused out, and become a pause. It become a longer pause, and just now, towards the end of this year, now we're getting geared back up to see what we got left in us, as far as the UO goes, and it'll be interesting to see. It'll be fun. It's always fun to play music. So I'm looking forward to the upcoming events for the band there. As far as future holds, 2021, it depends on the Wu Flu. A lot of it, these bars, are they going to even be open? Because they're getting absolutely cremated by all these restrictions. And, the governor, I think, is going a little ape shit. He's a I couldn't read. I can't even say it because I'll get in trouble for that. But he's a dictator. He's a rhino. He's definitely not a Republican stronghold like he was elected to be. But so be it. I got 500,000 people that'll be on my back and say I'm an idiot because this thing's a deadly virus and it'll kill you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2% death rate is my thinking, and I got 500,000 or more people behind me saying we agree with you, dude. It's a very bad virus, but it's not the bubonic plague. I just want to move on and be allowed to go live a life, And you can, but it's nice to play shows where you can have people there. Live streaming a show would be fantastic to play music, but I'd rather feel the intensity of a live show. Even the drag of driving wherever you got to go and blah blah blah, paying $3 for $4 for a beer or whatnot, when you can play in the garage and get a 12-pack for $8 or whatever it is. But it's the whole thing about playing live is the energy you get from people. Now you can only get so much energy from a screen like this, or from the few people that brave into your confines to watch you do the live stream. So, I mean, I'm not counting a live stream out if we get back into the groove of things and we decide we want to get a Saturday and we're just going to not even go, we don't even have to go live. We could just record the set and put it on a video like this, or we can go live and live stream it, make a big deal about it, whatever. We could do that, but I'm hoping early 2021, spring, start having some shows, then that would be the greatest scenario. But with the UO, there's a lot of stuff going on. We got 4 people in the band, and we'll see what happens with that. I'm optimistic. As far as me personally, I've been thinking pretty hard about doing at least a full length, maybe 15 songs of old songs that don't really fit into the genre of what the Undying Obsession plays, or even the genre. It's like some of the songs I did in my old band in Laughing Cattle that I was in for 24 years. There's some songs that they'll never play again. And, songs that I was singing on, and we didn't play that much when I was in the band, but some of my favorite songs that we just didn't, it just never materialized. Some of them we did play a lot, and some of them we didn't. But I'm contemplating taking a handful of those and taking some other genres of music and some maybe like a few UO songs that from 2010 that we decided not to bring back to life. Me and Scott did when we reformed UO. We did 4 of the old songs on the new EP, and I think that's, right now we might end up going back and hitting another one. You never know, but there's a few that I would like to redo, and a few cattle songs I'd like to redo, and a few songs I've never done that I've written that just never fit in either band. And I'm willing to go out on a limb because, it's always been fun to play whatever you want. And other than rap or, I don't think I can sing country, but I might be able to. I don't know. I've never tried that, but I can't rap. That's for damn sure. So that and acoustic music, I've never tried to sing this with an acoustic guitar player playing. Seriously, me and Jamie Dieter would screw around and try to come up. We tried to do an acoustic set once, just didn't work out. But I think it was just so foreign that you have to work your way into it. And so I'm gonna try to release like a 15 song album, and it might not be in 3 months, might not be in 6 months, might not be in a year. At some point I want to do it in 2021 if I can. I really want to have it, and it's not to make another playing out project. This is just to satisfy my OCD of every song that I want to do, and then I want to try these genres. I want to try like a doom song, maybe like a country rock song, blues song. Just basically everything but rap, because I know in my mind I can't rap unless it's a very slow rap, and I just I might try it. It's all up for debate, and I like to do an instrumental with me playing on the drums. Now that my knee is as good as it's going to get, and my hip's been replaced, my carpal tunnel's been repaired, so I want to do a song on the drums, and I might, put vocals over it, or I might just play an instrumental, and might have random players on some of these songs. I might have the same 2 or 3 people helping me. I don't really know. It's just in the early stages of Moshin Mikey, and that'll be the last tattoo I get, because I got these here. These are the bands I was in. Laughing Cattle was 24 years. The UO originally was 2010, and the first section lasted a couple years, and then we revamped it, and I could put a "the" in there, but now I'm gonna put Moshin or Moshin Mikey or whatever right here, and those would be the original bands I've done, and my music arm would be pretty much complete. So little shit in my brain that I want to do. And another thing I'd like to do this coming year, because I've really enjoyed doing the vlogs and podcasts for the 0 hours, which is, like I said, about politics. It's about the world. It's about the riots. It's about Wu Flu. It's about anything that I'm pissed off or have a real hard opinion about that I want to get out there. And it makes me feel better to talk about it. It's my even my personal stuff, my depression I had, anxiety. Just talk about it like I'm talking now and get it out of there. And I thought I could do the same thing with music, But I can't sit here every week or once a month or whatever it is and just tell you what. I could tell you, hey, well, this is what UO's up to. This is how the Moshin Mikey project's going. But I mean, that's something maybe every 3 months. If something's coming up, we're getting ready to release an album, or, because he just every month. Well, we had practice. Well, I had practice. I had a few guys over and we worked on a Moshin Mikey song. I don't want to get into all that because I mean I'm boring enough. I don't need to bore you anymore. But I did have an idea of I like to listen to other people's music, so I'm thinking if I could post it, once a month and talk about um, somebody send me their link to their music, or send me a live video, or something like that, and I could just review it, not even condemn it, because I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not a judge of songs and stuff. I'm not going to sit here, oh, this sucks, this is terrible. I just like to listen to it and say, okay, this is what I think they were doing, and if people want constructive criticism or want criticism, period, let me know in your link. I'll give you my honest. I mean, my opinion means shit, but if you want my opinion of a guy that's been singing in bands and doing stuff since 1987, hey, I'm not here to slam on anybody and say, well, yeah, that's not my style of music and it sucks. I mean, if it's death metal growling and I can't understand a word you say, I'm going to focus on the music. And if it's, a bunch of noise jumbled together like Sonic Youth used to do back in the day, and noise, I listen for the integrity of the music. But it's just an idea. I would love people to send me a song or an album and just have me listen to it. Not only do I get links to great music, I get to sit there and listen to it constructively. And then once a week or once every 2 weeks, put a video like this out and say, okay, today I have, I'll use my own band for example. Today I review The Undying Obsession, The Mission Volume 1. And I can go through what I think of, Judas Kiss and then Born, and what songs I listened to that I liked, what songs I might not like much, how I felt about the songwriting, how I think about the tone of the guitars, the tuning, the drum sound, whatever. I just going through and it just gives me something to listen to. And then if a band wants to have me do that, hey, I'd be great. If not, that's cool too. I'll just talk about the scene every couple weeks, or what's going on around us. Even if it's not just local, it could be national, whatever. Bands, but that's, like I said, just my ideas and state of music. I'm just trying to keep in music. It's such a letdown this year that it just dropped off the face of the earth after kind of like July, and a lot of it's my own fault. I quit playing drums because my body was giving up. I still like to tutor around on the drums, but we just haven't. It just hasn't been the greatest year mentally for band people. And a lot of band guys that are local bands know exactly what I'm saying. And hopefully we'll all come out better in 2021 and get some killer shows together, especially around, the state of Ohio. And I'd love to go do some shows in bigger cities, or we traveled quite a bit in 2019. We did some Hellacious shows in Kentucky and then Washington Courthouse and, a couple in Lima and Dayton. I mean, we got around a little bit in 2019, and then, 2020 was Englewood one time. So, it'd be nice to plan ahead and see what happens with that. And even if the Wu Flu continues, maybe we can adapt and still create music, and then when finally goes away with the vaccine or the miracle cure, as they call it, whatever, we can start playing again. People could start playing, even if I'm not even in a band. If it's, say, it all peters away and blows out, I still want to go see live bands. That was one of my things, I love to go watch live bands. Cover bands, original bands, doesn't matter. I mean, I love original bands, trust me, but I go see a good cover band too. It's music is music, and it's great. But so I got some ideas brewing. I just want to start this Moshin Mikey's vlogs thing, comparable with my political and state of the world 0 hours. But definitely check out the 0 hours, because I'll still do that. I'm getting ready to do. I've been trying to space them out to every 2 weeks right now because this election bullshit's just dragging on. And I want to see which way it's going. I can't keep saying I'm Trump supporter. I'm Trump, but I don't know what's going on with it. So it's like the Wu flu's the same old shit. More restrictions, more blah 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 blah. So anyway, I'm not getting on that. But the 0 hours, if you're interested, podcast vlogs. This probably won't be the Moshin Mikey section. Will probably be just vlogs. I don't see a podcast possibility unless I get into it deeper and start wanting to have bands on and interview them like Zombie Takeover TV did. We did an interview with them this past 2020, which was fun as hell. It was a Zoom meeting, because of the Wu flu and different people in different spots, and it was interesting, and they always have interesting content. So if you don't know ZTO TV, you need to check them out. If you're a horror fan, horror movies especially, they're really, really into that. And Deconstructing Bill Murray is an awesome set. And no, they just got a lot of good stuff. So check them out. I don't want to harp on them, give them too much love, I guess. But they are very, very cool. Got a lot of stuff going on. So if I could get into something like that with bands, like podcasts might be a possibility. But this for now, 2021, we got to be optimistic. We have to hope that music can make a major comeback. And like I said, if somebody's interested that wants to send me a link to a song, and I can give my take on it, and I can even send them the video first, or tell them, hey, this is what I said. And if you don't want that constructive criticism on there, or jubilation even, I just want to be honest with it. I'll be honest about it. There's no reason not to be, but that's something I thought would be interesting to do. So I said at the beginning that I had, the short list of new music that came out. It was kind of depressing, There really wasn't a big show-stopping thing that came out. There was a couple really good ones, I thought. And so if you want to comment on the video, your top 3 for 2020, I'm going to give you my top 3. So I'll start with number 3. Coming from the good old friends of mine from long ago, from the early 80s. It's the Christian metal band Stryper. They released an album called Even the Devil Believes. I've always been a Stryper fan, never hid that fact. I mean, Michael Sweet's got to be one of the greatest vocalists of all times. His brother is a phenomenal timekeeper, and then of course you got Oz. He's just him and Michael's guitar riffage back and forth. It's just insane. And then they have Perry Richardson now, who was the original bassist for Firehouse, so it's a pure 80s kind of vibe band, but they get a little heavier every album. I mean, it's really Goddamn Evil was the album before, and it was heavier than I expected, especially songs like The Valley on that album. But this Even Devil Believes, it's even got some that are pushing the boundaries. I thought having a title like Goddamn Evil on the last one was like, they're going to get some flack, and they did. But they got a song on Even the Devil Believes, one of my favorites, called Middle Finger Messiah. Just a down your throat basher, and it's like for Stryper. I mean, they're not tuned in drop A or nothing like that, but they do exceptionally well with this album. So if you haven't heard that, you can stream it or buy it or whatever. It's fucking solid, man. From one to done. It's no songs on it are bad. Even the ballad, some people don't like ballads, but I think it's a concrete album, man. Do Unto Others was a big video for them, and Blood from Above. I mean, the songs are just fantastic, and they're still doing it after all these years, and even with Oz's medical problems, and they're still kicking ass, man. And these guys they're like me, they offer no apologies. They're going to do what they do. So Even the Devil Believes by Stryper was number 3 on my list for the year. Number 2 is, you call it self-promotion, you can call it whatever you want, but it's the heaviest on my rotation for Spotify and whatnot for the year. I'm proud as hell of it. It's called The Mission Volume 2. It's by the band The Undying Obsession. Yes, it's self promotion, but hey, I listen to it a lot. I love it, and I think it's one of the best EPs I've ever done, been a part of. So I call it number 2 on my list of 2020. And a lot of people would say, "Well, you put somebody ahead of your own band, Mikey?" Yes, of course, I had to because I can't not tell a lie. Number 1 album for 2020 for me, and most people who know me will know this already. But a lot of you don't like these guys, and a lot of you think they're trash, and you are out of your mind. I mean, you got to listen. You just really got to open your mind and listen to it, even if it's not your genre or whatnot. That's okay. But this is my favorite, and I'm never gonna back down from them being my favorite. I mean, they're gonna get a tattoo probably somewhere on the music arm over here, and rightfully so because since I heard their album, was it now 3 or 4 years ago? The one first time I heard them was just insane, and I just fell in love. Not even with just a beautiful front woman, but just the music, the tightness, the this downright nastiness of a drop A tuning, and just, but it was still melodic. It was still very pop. And this album's not as melodic. It's a little heavier, but that doesn't bother me in the slightest. But they still knocked it out of the park. And I seen them in October of 2018, October 2019. Both met them. They are fantastic people, very nice, and they deserve the little honor of being number 1 on Moshin Mikey's 2020 albums of the year. Number 1 position goes to Macro, the album by the artist Ginger. Yes, sir. Ginger kicks ass in my book. Everybody, I've heard people say I can't deal with it. I can't get into them. I can't. I'm just saying, in my book, they're fantastic, man. Phenomenal group of musicians. The way Tatiana's vocals can go from disgustingly growled to perfectly melodic and high. Just the basic slamming bass, the funkadelic he plays, and just adds in there. Roman's guitars, just insane, super on point. Vlad behind the kit. It's just crazy to me how those 4 people, the nicest people. They are the nicest people from they're Ukraine, and they got their little accent, and they just do what they do. And Macro was a very anticipated album. It came out, the EP Micro came out in late 19, and it was the build up to because they'd been touring so much, they just slid an EP in there. That's my favorite EP of all time is Micro. If you haven't heard that, go check that out. Micro and Macro, just insane. I love Ginger. Those 2 aren't even my favorite albums of theirs. I mean, King of Everything is still my favorite, and then Cloud Factory, and then Macro. But they're great. That's just my opinion as a musical listener, and I wish I could do anything they do because they're just it's insanity. It's insanity on vinyl if you choose to go listen to vinyl or whatever. But so until then, keep supporting your local musicians. Go out to a show. Go to go buy some merch if they offer it. Stream their stuff on Spotify. Buy it off Amazon Music. Do what you got to do. Keep that music. Keep these people wanting to play music. Including myself. The Undying Obsession. Check us out anywhere. My old buddies, my old band, Laughing Cattle. Check their stuff out. I still have a album on social media that I sang for them, and then they have the new album, Post Mikey. You could say they're all good, man. Just go check them out, and any local band you can support, do it. Even the big time bands, support them if you love them. Keep that music flowing. It can change a lot of things, including attitudes and morale and the world. Music can change the fucking world if we let it. So Till next time, check it out, man. My name is Moshin Mikey. I hope to do these more often, and we'll see you later. Have a great day.